recording, and I'm going to start streaming. Any questions before we get this crack-a-lackin'?
Um, so we definitely made it under the garage, right?
That
Like we
is,
rolled.
I think you should roll for that, of course.
No, I thought that happened at the end of the last. I thought we were successful, like shockingly successful that this actually worked. Did you not
Yeah.
review this? I thought you had to go
Um,
track down.
the last thing that happened was you saw the vehicle coming out and the garage door had not yet closed, and it was your intention to go in, but there was not yet you had not yet
We
gone.
didn't roll for it. Okay, all right.
Correct. Um,
But
yep.
them leaving was our triumph. I remember you rolled for something and you were like, "Yep, all right, they're gone."
Yeah, correct. You saw one car leave, but I'll go into specifics here in a moment. My recording stuff. Yeah. Hey, welcome back to New Cammack. In our last session, Augustyn and Darby were doing surprisingly well in a masquerade breaching battle against the security forces of Timeshare Condos Unlimited. But upon the arrival of a new group of guards referred to as Alpha Team, they fled in one of TCU's own company cars, leaving behind Darby's personal effects and their pet squirrel and bear cub. Both then used the break from the action to find humans to drain completely, killing them. Excavo also, Ovaxce, as she's currently known, also drained someone completely, killing them. I think all three of you killed people in your feeding quite casually. Darby left a drained prostitute in the TCU car and abandoned it. And Augustyn interrupted a group of occultists in a cemetery, spooked them with an animated tree, and in the chaos, then drained one of them at random, tossing him into an open grave and kicking some loose dirt over the body. You said that you were going to hastily bury the body, and I figured that's the only way
Yeah,
to
kick
do
the
that.
dirt on it like a cat does after what it does.
Just like scoot,
My dog does that too. Yeah.
just disrespectful.
Yeah.
Ovaxce, meanwhile, managed to delete all security footage of what had happened at TCU tonight and sneak out of the building without getting caught. Amazingly, Darby and Augustyn elected to drive back in their Escalade to TCU to retrieve.
Not smart. We aren't smart.
We'll find out after the
It's
fact.
loyalty to the animals.
Yeah.
Well,
You might get like a conscience dot back if it works. So you elected to drive back in your Escalade to TCU to retrieve your gear and pets, and to possibly investigate a whispering sound that you heard in the parking garage. Upon Darby and Augustyn's arrival back at the TCU building, they spotted another TCU car full of guards leaving the building, looking very much like they were dispatched to hunt down Darby and Augustyn. Now our heroes are trying to slip in under the garage door before it closes. Also, for what it's worth, it is at this point about 5:30 in the morning, and sunrise is in a little over an hour from now.
gotta get in, gotta get out.
Yep. This has been a long night. So I think that, let's say, either wits or dexterity plus drive from Darby. I think, yeah, wits would make sense. Changes in strategy. I think that specialization of yours might apply here, because all of a sudden you are responding to a change in the situation of like, oh shit, the garage door is open. I'm gonna slip in under there really quick. So that's gonna be 8 dice for you, standard difficulty.
1, -1, +1,
Yeah.
+1, +2. 4 successes.
All right, so you whip the escalator around, and right as the other TCU car has left and has gone around the corner, you follow right behind where it came out of this basement parking garage, and you manage to slip in right as you hear the garage door starting to come down. You are now back in the basement level of Timeshare Condos Unlimited. It is not much has changed in the last hour since you were last in here. You don't see. Let me see what's going on. So let me load up actually the map for this so we can see what is up. There we go. So some of that.
Hopefully that's not what we see.
That's not accurate. Okay, I forgot to clean up some of this stuff. All right. So, actually, give me 1 second here. So, okay. So this is what you see. You see you see 2 of the members of Charlie team that are still standing roughly where they were before. One of them with a wound on its neck from Darby's weirdly sharp tongue. You also see
Might see that again.
You also see there's a member of Bravo team on unconscious on a cot that is just still unconscious and has not moved since then. You don't, however, see the bodies of the other 2 members of Charlie team that were killed, nor do you see the other member of Bravo team that we've been calling Mike S. the Ficus that was full of a tree.
Yep.
Nor do you see your...
He had a bad case of tree.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So you pull in, and
let me stop you there.
See, like, the 2 members of Charlie team just look over and just acknowledge.
So Darby has a bit of a signature move. So I want to call out a couple of things. First off, Darby, in dramatic fashion, with his tongue, I believe, grabbed a hat on his way out of the scene when they left originally, like Indiana Jones, if I recall. So I am in canon. I'm wearing the security hat that I took from the guy that he had knocked off my head.
Yeah, it got punched off of you, and as you were driving away, you picked it up.
I grabbed it back. So I'm dressed fully like a security guard again. So I just want to call that out. And as soon as I make eye contact with one of the big guys, I like wink at him and accelerate. Because if there's anything that Darby is known for now, especially this like deranged psychotic version of Hero Darby, it's divinely justified vehicular homicide. So that's what he's going for. He's on a mission from God.
I was just thinking like Blues Brothers when they were like accelerating toward the Nazis.
That's it. That's his inspiration. And he's literally thinking about that right now. Like that is in actuality his inspiration.
All right. So the way that the 2 are positioned, you have to pick one or the other to aim at. Is it the one that you had like tongue lashed before, or who is closer to the wall, or is the other one that is I think totally unharmed at this point, that's near the unconscious?
Definitely the one closest to the wall. I'm trying to pin him up against the wall, damage him by crushing him between my accelerating car and the wall. And then we'll see what happens after that goes down.
And apparently the car as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Escalade, it gets fucked up, it gets fixed, it gets fucked up, it gets fixed.
Oh, we're in the Escalade now. Right. Okay.
Okay. Let me see what this fellow would be rolling with to dodge. And meanwhile, please give me a wits plus drive roll to make sure that he doesn't dodge.
I think that's 4, right? High speed driving. Changes in strategy again.
Okay, so you got 4. And this guy's going to dodge with...
That's a botcherino.
It's no, just no successes, but not a botch.
Am I blind?
There's a 9 that rolled.
Yeah, and 2 1s.
Oh no, botches.
One.
It's kind of it's weird in the system. If there are any success dice, then it's not a botch. There has to be no successes plus a 1 to be like a proper botch. Otherwise, it's just no successes.
I think we've done this wrong in the past, but you did clarify this recently.
We did do this wrong for a while. It's a bit more fun. I don't know to interpret it as like if there are negative successes, that obviously must be a botch. But properly in the book, it's if there are no successes and 1s, then that means.
I mean, no successes is still bad, so it's fine. Right,
oh
cool.
yeah, this guy 100% gets hit by this car. So you accelerate. This guy is. You can tell what little you can see of his facial expression because he's wearing like riot gear under this big like raincoat looking jacket, and it's got like a plexiglass or whatever visor over it. But you don't see any sign of like recognition that he knows you're a bad guy. He just looks very confused why a company car is suddenly accelerating right at him. And there's nothing but confusion in his face as you pin him. He mounts your front bumper, and then you just slam him hard into the concrete wall behind him. And you hear a crunch and a little bit of blood. He coughs up out of his mouth, and then he slumps over onto the hood, not moving. Immediately, however, the other guy recognizes something is very wrong and starts coming at you.
Well, so I'm wondering, my assessment is the guy is dead.
He's not moving.
I'm gonna ask a question here. So I'm like sitting in the driver's seat, and this guy, how much of him is visible, like above the bumper? Like, how much, like, do I have line of sight on this guy from where I'm at?
You pretty much like hit him right at hip level, and he just kind of pivoted over and just slumped down.
So here's my plan. You can tell me how I have to do this with actions. If I need to burn for celerity, I'll do so to accomplish this without splitting my dice pool. I would like to tongue murder the guy, like through the windshield in the top of his head, because he said he flopped all the way over. So I think I just have a clear shot at the top of his head. So I just want to plunge my death tongue into the top of his head, and then get out of the car to face the other guy head on.
That would be going through the helmet. You would have to do a certain amount of damage to punch through the helmet.
I think that would be the most badass. So yeah, I'd like to try anyway.
The helmet has 2 armor levels, and I'm going to say the windshield also has 2 armor levels. So as long as you do at least 5 levels of damage, which I think is very achievable for you. You could actually get through into his brains, and that's gonna big time be a degeneration roll at the end of the session. But yeah, go ahead and roll. That is dexterity plus. What ability is associated with tongue? What did we do before? Brawl? I guess brawl.
Saying degeneration plus tongues? That's a skill level?
I mean,
I
it's
just
either
want to
athletics or-
specify I have a specialization in headshots. Just throwing that out there.
In what?
It's a dexterity specialization.
Oh, I have it written down as quick draw. Should it instead be headshots?
My character sheet says headshots.
I will make my character sheet
and I
also says-
often will pay the dice penalty for called headshots, and it is a higher difficulty roll, right? To hit.
It is, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So Dex plus Brawl. Do I have to burn celerity to confront the other guy or not?
You can. This guy's not very fast. He's lumbering over. You don't have to split your dice pools to deal with the one guy and then deal the next guy in the next turn.
So I think I get 9 dice for this then.
Jesus.
This is to hit. Is it difficulty 7? What's my
standard difficulty? It's going to be tricky to do this, but that's reflected in the fact that like 4 levels of damage are going to be absorbed by the windshield and the helmet. So it's still standard difficulty, but it's still going to be tricky to actually pull this off.
Okay, because I need enough damage rolls
Correct.
for this to count. All right, so I'm gonna roll 9 then. Standard difficulty. Lord help me. I see a 10. Oh, goodness
Jesus
gracious.
Christ, that's a lot of. That's 3 tens.
6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 successes there.
I see 10. If the tens count
6,
double, that is 10 successes.
8, 9, 10. Oh yeah, I didn't see the 6 at the end. Holy fuck. Yeah.
I've never seen that happen. So I want you to. You get 10 successes on any roll. You get to narrate exactly what happens.
Wow, this is exceeding my wildest dreams. So I'm envisioning like superhero prehensiled. Like the thing is just like a Darby's not even thinking about it. It's like Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2. You know, the thing is just like he creeps out of his mouth. Darby looks once to gauge the distance, and then he turns to get out of the car, and just quick like a cobra strike, it snaps out of his mouth just immediately with titanic force, like shocking, wet, puncturing sound as it penetrates this guy's helmet. And I think the force of it and the angle would probably like knock his body back against the wall off the front of the car. And yeah, I'm not sure how ruinous it is to his body. Like, you know more about the evil magic that was used to assemble this automaton, but that's what happens.
Man, so you get out of the car to do this?
No, it's like as I'm opening the door, it goes through the front windshield is what I'm envisioning, but it kind of goes out into the side like a no look pass. Like I'm just not even paying attention to this guy.
May I suggest okay. This is what I suggest happens.
Please.
You shoot your tongue out exactly like you said. As you do this, you're partially aware of a feeling of as you do this, your tongue is being blunted a bit. It doesn't feel quite the same as it was before. This is the hint that this is the beginning of this power wearing off a little bit.
Sure.
You shoot through the windshield. You you punch through the helmet. And as it's like whipping out in a wave, like an actual whip, it penetrates into this guy's skull. And as the wave comes up, the guy's skull is pulled up out of his skin, and along with the spinal column basically sits up. Eyeballs, blood, guts, little bits of brains. The rest of his body is still lying down on the hood, but you basically do a Mortal Kombat fatality move, just kind of extracting all of his skull and backbones, just, and that part sits up, and with wide eyes suggesting the last glimmer of consciousness, is just staring at you in, well, it's hard for a skull to have like an expression of emotions, but he does not seem to be having a good time.
I'm glad we were thinking the exact same thing. So let me get the size right on this here.
Oh my God.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, it's really what I was going for, and my dreams are coming true. It's just a delight. Fatality.
So as this happens, the other guy gives him pause. He stops right where he is and is just beholding this for a moment. And you and Augustyn have a beat in which to decide what to do next.
You said the Bravo team guy is unconscious.
Can you move your mic up just a little?
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
You said the Bravo guy is unconscious?
Yeah, there is a guy on a cot that's this whole time, all night, he looks beaten up and unconscious on this cot.
He got Darby last time.
He was beaten up before any of you showed up.
Oh, right. He was the one I didn't ficus. Got you. Because there were two wounded, and I found the one with perceivably bullet holes. Okay, so really we only have Charlie 1 to worry about so much.
That we know about. We know there's another guy from Bravo team somewhere, probably.
Do we know if Excavo like completely disabled their video system, or if she just deleted?
I think she just deleted the storage.
I don't know if that was communicated to either of you. I think the three of you like met up. Actually, no. The two of you left in the vehicle, and then she left on foot. I'm not sure that there was any point in which. I'm gonna guess. I think it's plausible that she would have texted the two of you to say, "Hey, I deleted all the security footage." I think it's fair to just assume that. But that's what nothing was disabled, but all the footage up until that point had been deleted.
So all of our previous Masquerade breaches deleted, these new ones probably on the record.
Probably on the record.
She's gonna love to hear
that. Welcome back. We need you to do it again.
We did worse stuff this time.
It's so bad.
You're gonna believe this. So we have I mean, I'm on the warpath, so if this guy is in front of me, I'm going to kill him. I think tackling and biting worked well against his friend. So that is my plan against him. I think I'm going to go for a grapple and then a bite. I'm going to burn for celerity so I can do both things.
And I am, while he's doing that, going to make...
Well, we got to do initiative, right? Like, are we just in a combat now?
Yes. Yes, that's correct.
So I guess we need, so if we're doing initiative, I'll state after. my intention is if I am
Can you
able
point
to
yourself
confirm
at
visually
that mic?
Darby
Sorry.
is
Yeah, the mic
Oh.
it's an issue.
I'm sorry.
my bad.
It's just an enormous difference.
Weird. Okay. That's something I'll sort out in coming sessions. I'll just try and be mindful and stick close to the mic. My general intention is, if I'm able to see Darby begin to grapple with Charlie 1, and that's like visually all I see as being combatants, I'm going to go ahead and proceed to disengage and begin the hunt through this level to find
Oh shit! You're just like, oh, you got this with the big guy.
His confidence.
one-on-one. I saw you take fucking 3 of these guys.
I mean,
Also,
That's a good point.
the Darby Augustyn love fest continues here.
quick question. I don't think this is initiative based. Do we still hear whispers?
Yeah. When you
That was
take
like
a moment,
south down the hallway.
Yeah.
We haven't really gone that way yet.
just off in the darkness, which is the same direction that the bear and squirrel ran off into.
Right. Which is your number one priority. Mine is my wizard hat.
Okay, so initiative is just a D10, yeah?
D10 plus dex plus wit. So roll a D10. And then add your... Augustyn, your dex plus wits is 6. So that plus 6.
Total 8.
Oh my god, I finally did it.
Broke the curse?
It's 2 in a row that have been pretty good. My dex and wits is... Do I get celerity on this? Yes, no?
Yeah.
It's...
I'll say yeah.
So that's plus 9, 17.
Damn. All right. Darby is definitely highest in the initiative order. So, Augustyn, you are going to get out of the car and just run into the darkness, exploring, trying to find the bear and squirrel.
Yeah, I'd like to make a check. Like, as I'm going down that hallway, I have 4 dots in empathy, specializing in critter empathy and animal ken. I like to think that I can loosely intuit where Paddington might have sought refuge. Cross-referencing my understanding of him and the direction he went off in.
I mean,
Maybe
that's creative. it's a stretch. I like it.
Sure. So yeah, we'll say that is what you were doing in your turn. You were trying to run off, and you are focused on trying to go where you think your bear would have gone.
Yeah. And theoretically, you know, bears and squirrels are natural allies. If I find Paddington, I find the squirrel, who is named
Squeak Squeakum.
Squeak Squeakum.
Yeah, and they did seem paired up, so that is a good guess.
That's like a good B plot.
All right. And I'm guessing you're going to be like jogging. You're trying to. We have a sense of like, are you walking there,
Urgency.
or are you in like an all-out sprint? Or
I'm jog sneaking. I'm jogging on my toes, with a hunched back, very burglar-like, like you'd see in the neighborhood watch signs.
Like you're crouched in stealth, but you're going max speed while you're crouched. Yeah.
okay. So that is 12 yards plus 12 plus dexterity yards. So that's 16 yards. That's going to be you'll be able to get pretty far through through this map. All right. So
My big thing is I'm trying to generally go up, like, I don't want to draw attention to myself from anyone in the room or who might be otherwise interested in the vehicular manslaughter that just took place.
okay. So are you going to try to, considering that there is Charlie 1 that is kind of in your way, are you going to try to like dodge around him or actually sneak past him? Or just ignore him?
I'm mostly ignoring him. I'm counting on Darby's tackle being pretty on point.
Gotcha. Cool. All right, Charlie 1. He has looked over and seen what Darby has done to his, I guess you'd say, coworker. And it looks visibly shaken by this, and then sees Augustyn getting out of the car and running kind of in his direction, and looks emboldened, like, oh, this is something I know how to deal with. And he is running at Augustyn, trying to clothesline him.
Mm.
And then Darby, what is your action going to be?
So yeah, I'm trying to tackle the guy, and then I, rather than bite, I think I'm gonna try to use whatever's left of the murder tongue, because it's been going well for me, especially if it's about to be fleeting. And I assume this. What does this guy look like in my dead vision?
So you don't see a whole lot of like his body. He has like a raincoat looking thing. With a hood, the visor, you can tell that his proportions are weird. You can tell that you can see his hands, you can see some of his face, but it looks kind of lumpy in strange ways and greasy. It's not a very healthy looking person. It looks like your death sight.
You sound a lot like my doctor right now.
Your death sight is just telling you like this is another reminder that like this body is gross. All bodies are gross. We're all in a state of decay. We're all full of all these systems that are just trying to break and get compromised. And it's, if you like spend too much time looking closely at really anybody with this flaw, it starts to gross you out a bit.
Okay, yeah. So Darby stops doing that, and then I'm tackle and tongue.
Okay. Well, are you gonna? Those are two actions. Are you gonna burn for celerity? Or
I
split
am
your
burning
dice pool?
for celerity.
Get it. All right. So
Crazy vampire powers. Let me mark down the blood here.
that is.
Oh, are we still in the same scene as the last fight, or no?
For what purpose? Oh, for your
I
increased
juiced up my
stats.
stats.
It's definitely not the same scene for that purpose. It's been over an hour since then. So
Okay.
unfortunately, you'd be back down to your regular stats, which should be sufficient, I think. So which are you doing first? Are you doing the tackling, or are you like running up and I assume you're tackling first, right?
Tackling first, yeah.
All right.
Tackle, then tickle.
So it's going to be dexterity plus brawl. And if you describe this as a wrestling move, you can use your specialization.
Oh, it's 100% a wrestling move. It's the Bill Goldberg tackle, which was like his signature finisher. So I'm lining up for the Goldberg tackle, and I'm delivering it with aplomb and hopefully some dice. Let's see. I'm seeing a couple successes there. Quite a few, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right. This guy, because he's paying attention to Augustyn, he's not ready for you to
He just
spear
made
him
the
like this.
wrong calculation. He is not a smart man.
So you jump out of the car, spear this guy, you tackle him pretty hard. And
The spear, yeah, that's what it was called. It was the spear.
And that actually does damage. I think it's just flat strength. So
Okay.
roll. It's gonna be bashing damage. Roll your strength plus 3 for your 3 extra successes.
That many dice.
Yeah.
Oh, mama.
What'd you get?
1, 2, -1. Okay. 7 -2. 5? 5?
You got 5
Yeah, I see
successes on
5.
that.
5, yes.
Oh, the 10s don't count.
Not on the damage rolls.
Not on the damage rolls.
Then it's 2 successes.
All right. He's going to roll to try to soak some of that. And he doesn't take any damage from that. He just bounces off the concrete.
I said it's whatever he rolled plus 3, yeah? So it would have been 5 damage he was trying to soak?
Oh, yeah.
That's just the dice pool.
Oh yeah, I added 3 dice into my roll. I already got that bonus.
I
good
misunderstood.
call.
Thank you.
All right. So what Charlie 1 was wanting to do is impossible because he is now tackled. That goes to Augustyn. Augustyn, give me I'm going to say intelligence plus animal kin roll. That's going to be 5 dice.
Okay. 1 success.
Okay. You feel like your bear would feel insecure in this environment. There's been gunfire. There have been scary strangers running around. You think that it would seek comfort against, like, in the darkness and also against a wall, not being out in the open. So you assume the bear's probably somewhere in the perimeter of the place. Hey, Kimber.
Welcome.
So
So here's
Bring her up to speed. Yeah.
yeah. So so in the last session, Ovaxce sneaked out of the building with obfuscate, and then drained someone else, some random person in an alley
Death.
to death. Darby and Augustyn had a similar time and got in the Escalade and came back to TCU. They're back in the basement, whooping ass and looking for the bear cub and the squirrel. The question is, would Ovaxce have elected to join them in the Escalade and come back, or do something else, just to hang back? Can Kimber hear me?
You can't hear you at all.
God damn it. Can you hear me?
yes.
Did you
Yes,
hear
I
any
You
of what
No.
okay. So, all of you left TCU.
You hate to
Right.
see it.
All of you left TCU. Darby and Augustyn came back in the Escalade, went back into the basement with the plan of rescuing the bear and the squirrel that were left behind, and also Darby's stuff that he left behind. The question is, would Ovaxce have joined them in returning to TCU, or said, fuck that, I'm going to hang back and stay where it's safe?
I mean, did I get the footage and keep the masquerade alive?
All the footage of everything that
Or-
happened
Yeah.
tonight was
Well, I got
deleted.
good news and I got bad news. The good
What's
news
the
is
bad
yes, you achieved all of your goals, deleting the
What's the
security
bad
footage
news?
up until that particular moment of masquerade breaches. The bad news is Dumb and Dumber are back in there breaching
Yeah, now you're going
the
back in
masquerade again.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you see my background, but this is what Darby did when he arrived.
Oh, God. So really, if we have any hope of keeping the masquerade alive, I have to go back in there.
Yeah, I already did it once.
Well, it's unclear if you even know about this. So that's what Graham's trying to figure out. Like,
Oh yeah, are you
So-
here or not? Is the question.
I just have that we go back to TCU. As in,
Ah,
I'm already with them.
well,
okay, well, so what
Yeah,
you saw,
I'm there.
you were in the back seat of the TCU. No, the Escalade. Um, Darby. So as you were approaching the building, another car full of TCU guards was leaving, apparently to look for you guys, not expecting you to come back. And before the garage door closed, Darby drove the Escalade back into the basement, and then immediately saw a member of Charlie team near a wall, hit the accelerator, slammed that person into the wall, and then used his magic serpentis tongue to rip out his skull and spine.
I rolled absurdly. I had 10 successes on one roll.
It was ghastly. And Augustyn has left the car to go running off into the darkness looking for the bear cub and squirrel. You are still in the back seat. You've just seen Darby get out of the car and successfully tackle the one remaining visible bad guy to the ground.
I think we
what are
agreed it
you
was
doing?
a spear. He speared him.
That's right.
This is an important distinction.
If that distinction is important.
Yeah. It's important
Okay.
to my dice.
This is a lot for you to
Oh,
digest
gosh.
all of a sudden.
And yeah, and coming out of my job, I'm
Mm-hmm.
You're not in the
Digesting a
mindset to
lot
process
here.
this.
there's so
Yeah,
much.
we shot the shit for
Uh,
like 5 minutes before we just dove into this game, too.
Well, hey, in
That's
fairness, here's an option. You're just in the car, and you can remain in the
Yeah.
car, unbothered by
I
any.
kind of don't want them to see me because they don't know about me.
You can
They
be
don't.
obfuscated in there.
I would like to be hidden in some way. That would be good.
Okay. Yeah. So
Have something in our back pocket.
that makes perfect sense. You would be obfuscated in the back seat, or you could be obfuscated and kind of like wandering around wherever you'd like. But yeah, you can hang back until you have a specific action that you want to take.
Yeah. Okay. I'll I'll hang back and come out if we need reinforcements on this. Whatever it is I'm trying to accomplish here.
Okay. Well, up next was Augustyn. Augustyn, please move your token 16 squares to wherever you would like.
2, 3, 5, 6, 7.
Well,
Yeah,
hang on a second.
keeping in
Can
mind
you
that,
see,
like,
can you see more stuff? Can you reveal
yeah,
more of the map?
I'll reveal stuff if I remember.
So I'm at 7 right now, plopped right here. 8,
And I'll
9.
reveal more stuff. So what
Oh,
you
very
see, what you see from there is what looks like 3 dead bodies of the guys that you had been fighting previously are just like stacked up in a little corner over there.
Okay. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh my god, I see them.
There they are.
16. Okay, I see them. Is that still dead?
That's the
It's
best.
just having a good time.
That's the best squirrel icon I could find. It looks dead. It's not supposed to be dead. It's just
Okay,
flat
cool.
looking because it's 2D.
Okay.
Roll
So
20
that
isn't
is
the
my
most
16.
perfect system for this.
It looks like it's been forced to be 2D by being crushed.
A specimen put between two microscope slides. Just okay, cool. Yeah, that's my 16.
All right, so that pretty much reveals the entire map to you, so you can look
And
around
from
at
this
that.
position, do I? I mean, I assume I hear the whispering, but is it directionalized or is it still just kind of everywhere?
It definitely sounds like it's coming from the area where the squirrel and bear are.
God fucking damn it. Okay, cool.
I mean,
Love
of
that
course, that's how that would.
Naturally,
Play
because
out.
my bear would derive comfort from ominous everywhere voices. I love this. This is gonna rock. This is gonna be so good for me.
Who doesn't among us derive that comfort from omnipresent whispering of the damned?
All right, so next step is going to be Darby rolling to strike this Charlie one guy with his tongue. That's going to be
It's Dex plus Brawl.
yeah.
Also, dumb question. As I'm sneak sprinting past through this area, does my guess the ficus generally look still mostly ficus? Like they didn't mutilate the plant or anything; they just kind of like shoved it unceremoniously over by the corpses.
Oh yeah, the nothing has changed about Mike S. Oh, you're wondering if he's still like in play as something you can animate?
Yeah,
That
I
the
hate
answer
this.
is unfortunately yes.
I hate this.
I'm not
Unsubscribe.
naked.
I'm unsubscribing from our own game.
I am
I'm
armed.
unsubscribing from the
I feel
campaign.
safer.
Where's the log out button?
Canceling my Roll20 subscription.
Canceling my free subscription.
All right. So tongue of the asp damage is that strength? Yeah, so strength plus 2 for the extra successes that you rolled. Please roll strength plus. Did we let you add potence to that?
Oh, I
1,
didn't.
2, 3, 4.
I didn't add focus. I just did, so I could
Let's-
do 2 more.
I think potence was questionable considering that it's your tongue. 5,
Yeah,
I think, is
yeah.
plenty. He only has 1 die to soak with, so
You got one.
all right. So this guy, you got 5.
This is aggravated damage, is it not?
5, 6. It is aggravated damage. So
Mm.
Am I getting a sense that on the tongue's usage, how many can I do it one more time, or is that it?
it feels more dulled. You do feel like this next one is going to be.
Got it.
It feels like it's going to be your last one. But actually, I think I'm going to have you roll for that instead of just like a set number. It'll just be an increasing chance of it being your last one. So
that's fun. Sure.
So you tackle this guy. Where are you trying to stab him? You have access to like face and neck and all that. Considering there's still a visor that you could punch through.
Yeah, I feel like neck. I was gonna try to bite him, and then I sort of changed my mind. So neck makes sense.
So
But I didn't get extra difficulty, so I wasn't really calling my shot. I mean, I was just trying to get him where his armor wasn't.
yeah, I think it makes sense that that's where you would naturally where
Right.
the attack would end up. So you once again find out what the inside of one of these guys' necks tastes like. And you punch right through his neck, and you feel the concrete behind him as you go fully through his headstock, doing a ghastly amount of damage.
Yeah, yeah. And again, Darby's just all business. Like in his mind, it is a countdown to sunrise, and he wants to get the fuck out of here as quickly as possible. So he looks over at Augustyn. I assume talking is a free action, and he's just like, "You got the animals?
You gotta do it with your tongue out, though.
You got the animal?"
Uh,
Well,
I respond with a probably.
All right. So Darby is sprinting for his stuff, and he intends to run and grab it and get back down here as quickly as he can. I hid them in a plant in the main lobby on the first floor, if I recall.
All right. So your action is you're gonna be going back up to the lobby.
That's right. I'm burning for celerity again. I want to just I'm trying to do this as fast as Darby possibly can.
Okay, doke. All right. That is one more blood down. Darby is planning to take off. But Augustyn, declare your action, please. Are you... I assume you're running up to the squirrel and the bear, and you're gonna grab them or something like that.
As nuanced as I can be, I approach them as fast as I know to be avoidant of spooking them further into running. I'm less familiar with Squeakerton. Squeaks McSqueakin, my bad. I don't imagine Paddington's going to run away from me, but I do try and approach as quickly as I can without scaring away the squirrel. Presenting 2 tomatoes as a sign of goodwill, and trying to coax them both to get in my goddamn arms so we can get the fuck out of here. And trying not to make myself very loud or known to whatever the fuck is behind this here door.
Okay, so we're not really in combat right now, so we'll just split it and we'll say Darby successfully heads to you take the stairs, I assume.
Yeah.
Um,
And we give Ovaxce the bad news that there's more masquerade breaches on the camera. Sorry.
do I have a way to remote in, or do I really have to go all the way back to the security room?
you're not aware of any way to get remote access.
That's why
Oh,
it's
okay.
closed circuit. Unfortunately.
Okay. Then, well, I have to go back up there then.
It would seem.
Okay.
So do I make it back down? Like I get my stuff and make it back down with no.
Oh no, we're gonna play that out. That's gonna be its own
Okay.
scene.
All right,
let's
all right.
let's
Can
start
I
with
make
it.
my way up there while staying obfuscated?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Especially if you're following behind Darby, just barely, and you aren't actually opening the doors.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the
So-
thing where the door is still open. You just kind of.
So this is what happens. Darby and Excavo go in the stairwell. They're heading up. Ovaxce to the 3rd floor. Darby to the lobby. Augustyn, on the other hand, is approaching his bear cub and Darby's squirrel. You find both of them. You are a comforting sight to them. They are happy to see you.
Oh, nice.
They come up right to you. You, however, hear more clearly what that whispering sound was all about. It is definitely coming just right from behind that door. Do you stick around to get more information, or are you trying to just get the fuck out of there?
Has my approach to this point made any tangible change other than it is more clearly audible? Like, am I able to deduce that I have drawn attention to myself from whatever is producing the sound?
No, it's a very steady sound, and nothing about it seems to have changed. Do you take a moment to listen carefully to the sound?
I hate this decision, but I'm going to say yes.
Okay. You take a moment, you quiet down the animals, and you point your ear while keeping a distance. You point your ear at this door. To clarify what the door is attached to, in the back of the basement, there's what looks like a large makeshift shed. Like large sheets of plywood form two walls in the corner of this basement, and it makes a box. It's about 15 feet square. And the walls go from the floor all the way to the ceiling. And there's a flimsy door that you're looking at that's attached by a pair of large hinges, and it's latched with a padlock. And as you get closer to it, you hear the faint sound of multiple overlapping voices that all sound like they're praying. You get closer, and it sounds like multiple people are going, "Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread," etc., etc. But like multiple people doing it, not in coordination, just whispering repeatedly and repeatedly. And you were hearing the sound a little over an hour ago, last time you were down here. So you're aware that it sounds like there are people in this little shed that have just been continuously praying like all night.
So Father weren't there missing people from the fire at Father Palladian's place?
Could be fucking Jade, bro. See who's in there.
So Palladian had 4 hunters who were like his apprentices, the Catholic themed Ninja Turtle dudes. When you got word that there was an attack at Palladian's church, you were with Donna Teller, who had accompanied you to watch over things for the meeting that happened at Club Wonderland. You came back with her. The 3 other hunters were gone, and all you saw, all that were left there were the biker vampires that beat up Archibald, and a TCU van that was speeding away. The other hunters, it's unknown what happened to them. Palladian was in the church and got rescued by Donna Teller and was taken to the hospital. But yeah, there were 3 missing hunters.
Okay. So heart rate going down a little bit. Cool. I knock on the door and shout whisper,
Hello.
God sent me. Identify yourselves.
So the praying stops abruptly, and there's just silence.
God does not appreciate having to ask twice who's in here.
Again, silence. It just went deadly quiet.
Completely quiet. Awesome. I love that. Well,
You hear it like a little bit of shifting. Like there's definitely like a shuffling of feet in there.
Okay. Well, I have
It's
to assume if
occupied.
they were badass. I have to assume if they were badass hunters contained inside this box, that some flimsy fucking plywood and hinges wouldn't be containing them. So, guess you'll wait for the next prayer to be answered, as you were. And I scoop up the animals and fuck right off.
Our hero.
When do I get back down there? I'm not gonna.
As you start walking away, you hear a loud bang on the door, and the padlock kind of like bounces a little bit, and the whole flimsy structure rattles a little bit. It kind of seems like someone just like slammed on it with a fist from the other side. And do you continue just leaving?
Yeah. I mean, categorically, that's a them problem at that point. I gave them 2 chances to answer, and they didn't. So, a fist is not an answer. I'm sorry. That's
All right.
Say you weren't gonna ask again.
So you have the bear cub and the squirrel in your arms. As you start walking back toward where the vehicle was and the entrance and all that, you see Charlie 1 with a bleeding neck wound standing up and glaring at you. Going back up to the, let's say, the third floor, Ovaxce goes back to the third floor and is on her way to the security room. Did we talk about keys or like key cards? Did Ovaxce have one of the other guards' key cards? I think that got passed to her. You got in somehow the last time.
Did.
So
There's some way I got in there.
yeah, I'm
I don't
pretty sure
remember how.
it
But
might have
you
been.
did roll for it.
Yeah, so you do that same thing again. I think you just picked up an employee, like a security guard, like key pass to unlock things.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me what your intentions are. And you were obfuscated, correct?
Yeah. How long were we gone for? Like a couple hours? We
Just
fed and we came back?
A little over an
A little
hour.
over an hour.
Oh. I mean, I might as well just keep deleting. Is there a way to just like stop the camera from even filming or keeping any information?
You
Just
can
just stop it for the
Destroy
night.
the whole system.
Yeah, just scorched earth type of thing.
You could try to do that.
Burn it all down. Yeah.
So what is your level of obfuscate? That's
3.
all right. So that's still the level where if you are physically interacting with the stuff around you and someone's looking in your direction, the obfuscate fails and they see you have to be sneaky. So you go to the security surveillance room. You swipe your key card. You open it up, and you see Kurt, member of Alpha Team, with his back to you, reviewing, standing up, looking over all the footage, clearly discovering that things had been deleted, investigating, and he hears the door open behind him.
Oh God. Okay, wait. Okay, how does this door open? Is it opening in towards the room? Or am I pulling it open this way?
What would fire codes require? I assume.
I want to say out, right?
I think you'll open it toward you. Yeah.
Actually,
If I open
think
it
the
towards
map-
me, I want to tuck myself behind it really quick.
I think the map actually shows which direction.
it does.
Oh, it does. It does. It opens out.
It comes out like that. So we're over here. Surveillance area.
Yeah.
I am behind the door.
So you open the door. You're spooked by this
Does
guy.
it stay open when I open it, or is it just one of those that'll just close right away?
It has like that hydraulic thing where it closes
Yeah.
slowly. So you're like,
So
"Whoa!"
he just sees it open, and then
Okay, so you are gonna have to be slick. So let's say
yeah.
that's either dexterity or stealth. I'm gonna say this is dexterity plus alertness, which is 8 dice for you. That's gonna be pretty good. I'd say wits plus alertness, but really it's a dexterity challenge to flip around to behind a door.
Right.
2
That is 2 successes. You
out of 8.
Succeeding is succeeding.
If you only got 1 success, I was going to say like you get behind the door, but you're audibly like bumping your way behind it. With 2 successes,
Like,
you achieve what you were wanting to do, and you get out of sight before he turns around, which he can still tell that like a door opened behind him.
Right.
But this does
Does
give you the
her
opportunity.
her obfuscate breaks even though she wasn't observed?
He didn't see me.
She can
what I'm
reactivate
saying.
her obfuscate. She's effectively re-obfuscated at this point because
Got
of her
it,
quick
got
thinking, which I did not expect.
Okay.
But he's coming.
So we'll give you a moment to
I
think about that.
am going away.
Just slinking out of there.
I mean, it's either I go away or I kill him. Like,
Or both. Okay.
4K no last dose.
did I have my gun on me? I have a gun. Like,
Yeah.
It's just a human, right? Is he a human? I
It's
don't
just
remember
a it's
human
just a
anymore.
fucking meat bag. It's
I
just a
don't know.
squish. Ovaxce is not scared.
Just a squish.
I
All right.
am keeping
Darby
myself
doesn't
trained
view them
on
as people
where
anymore.
on that door. If he starts to come out and he sees me, I will probably shoot him.
Okay. Well, let's go to the lobby. Back to
Yeah.
Darby. Darby opens up the door, comes out of the stairwell, opens up the door to the lobby, and sees the only thing that's noteworthy, the broken window. There is a security guard, a member of Bravo team that you had not seen before, who is putting caution tape over this big gaping hole in these like glass wall. What do you call them when it's like, I guess, a floor to ceiling window? When, like,
Yeah.
it's just a glass. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like glass wall.
sure, that thing, one of those. There's one fewer of those because of Darby. And on the other side of the lobby, this guy has not yet noticed you. He's just dealing with that, just putting up caution tape. And on the map, you can see the potted plant that has one of the other members of Bravo team buried in it, along with Darby's personal effects.
Oh man. Okay, so I am going for my stuff. I'm hoping the guy is going to be preoccupied long enough for me to get my stuff. And then I think I need to make a self-control check. Because it's not the smart thing to do to murder that guy for justice. But he kind of wants to. So I think I'm fighting against myself.
I'm going to step away for 1 second, but I'd like for you to describe what, because you have a potted plant that you would have to disassemble just a few yards away from a security guard.
Wait. I thought it was just like in the pot. I have to take it apart. My stuff is buried. I thought it was just in the large pot.
Well, the
Like
pot
these are
was full
huge plants.
yeah. You
Is the soil,
intended
like,
to
loose?
hide it, right?
I did, but I mean, mostly by hiding it, I thought that just meant put it in the pot with this body. And we didn't have like a shovel or anything to dig it. We just tossed him in this giant pot.
Oh, the way, maybe I was just thinking of like how I imagined it. I imagined it as like you knocked over the pot, pulled the plant out with your super strength, stuffed stuff under it, and then replanted it, and then uprooted it.
That is comical, but not how I envisioned it. I thought I was just dumping my stuff in the top of this container.
So all
so
this
that I
was
could
still
get
like
it later.
visible.
If someone would have looked at it, yeah, they would have seen a corpse. Like, I think the way that these pots were described, that they were like pretty large, and on the ground. So I don't know if people would have much occasion to look inside of them, but if they did, they
At
would
5:30
see
in the morning, not
my stuff and a dead body of a colleague.
Okay. Well, you see all of this stuff right where you left it.
Wonderful. And really, So I rearm. I take, I don't know, whatever that is, a turn to get all of my things back. I have an important question for you. Am I able to wear a hat on a hat?
Well, you could, but there's a saying about that.
Hmm.
Also, as you are approaching this pot, not particularly stealthily, you pretty easily get the attention of this security guard who's in the same room as you.
Um, he turns around, he sees me.
Big time.
Oh, okay. Well, shit.
Also, there are all these reflective glass walls all around, so it would have been
Okay.
hard to get stealthy.
Thinking quickly, I think Darby is just like, what the hell happened here? Oh my God. Have you seen downstairs? It's a fucking bloodbath.
I I remember that when Darby was on the radio talking to someone on Bravo team, he kind of code switched to sound like one of them, and now he is not doing that. Is that correct?
Oh, I guess I kind of forgot. I know I'm in the costume. My intention is to fool him. So
Okay.
if I had even another layer of foolery that I did before, I would like to replicate all foolery.
So this guy turns around, he looks confused, like he doesn't quite recognize you. What do you say to him?
I'm new.
You just walk into the lobby and just declare, "I'm new."
Yeah, I've got the uniform. You know, uniforms are very psychologically powerful. I have all the right gear. I assume he's just going to believe me. I'm coming in with the power of confidence and the right outfit.
Okay. Um so you just walk up and just say, "I'm new."
Well, yeah, I'm making small talk about all the damage. I was like, man, my first fucking night. This is crazy or whatever,
Okay, so
code
the
switching.
so the guy sets down the stuff that he was doing, putting up the caution tape, and he goes, "Oh man, I didn't know we were getting a new guy tonight. You picked a hell of a night. It has been
Tell me
crazy.
about it.
I honestly, I kind of don't know. I was up patrolling the second floor. All of a sudden, I'm hearing all these noises. There's crazy noises coming over the walkie. Um, I head downstairs, and we lost two of the members of Charlie team. I can't even tell you what the fuck happened to Bravo 2. Um, I don't understand what's happening tonight. I think, and he looks around and he comes in a little closer and he says, I think we have a Minuteman situation here. I think it's really the thing that we train for. I think we got a visit from Minutemen tonight."
And Darby's like openly skeptical. He's like, no, nah, fuck no, not on my first night, impossible.
Well, I was talking to Bravo 3. He saw everything that went down. And he said one of the guys that came in got shot in the head, and he saw the wound heal right in front of him. They had fangs. They were like biting people's necks down there. It was definitely. I know we're not supposed to we're supposed to keep it on the down low, but like I think this is what the boss was telling us to get ready for. I think it was Minutemen that this whole time them training us for all the crazy stuff that the enemies of TCU that we had to be ready for were the last line of defense. I kind of thought, man, this sounds crazy. This isn't real, but like I think it really happened tonight. I think vampires came to get us, but they ran off, and we have three guys, Alpha 3, Alpha 4, and Bravo 3 are out looking for him right now. Hopefully we can find them. So by the way, Bravo 5 is, I don't know if he's dead or what, but he's in that plant over there, and there are all these just random other shit. I don't know if it's like vampire stuff or something, but you want to help me take
Okay,
that?
wait. There's evidence. Show me. There's finally something I can look at. You're just telling tall tales.
And he walks you over to the potted plant where that stuff is.
And Darby looks disgusted to see the corpse. Like, those motherfuckers.
And
God, how?
actually, as you get close to it, you see that he's breathing, and kind of writhing around, sort of semi-conscious, because you only knocked him out.
Oh, so outwardly, Darby's like, oh, thank God, it looks like he's okay. And inwardly, Darby's like, oh, fuck, that guy looks like he's okay.
Could you give me a quick?
Did he see your face?
Could you give me a quick subterfuge plus manipulation roll?
Yeah.
With,
I'm not awesome
God.
at this. I've got, let's see, 3. What's my subterfuge? I don't have any subterfuge dice. All right, fuck me. Three dice here.
Oh my god.
I'm really going off the reservation. Oh, yes.
Yeah, 2 successes. And it turns out it's a +1 difficulty if you don't have the relevant talent, but that doesn't make a difference. You still get 2
I
successes.
mean, a
on
9
it.
and a 10, though.
9 and a 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, you pull off the, oh no, I mean, it's great that he's still alive. So the guy, you see a name tag on the conscious guy, it says Bravo 6. Bravo 6 says to you, it's like, all right, you want to help me collect all this stuff and bring it up to our office on the 3rd floor?
And Darby's just like, yeah, man, classic new guy shit. All right, and he starts gathering it all up, like kind of haphazardly, like the stuff is unfamiliar to him. And then he starts walking right back to the stairs, like he's following orders. Just turns around and walks away, thankful that the guy in the pot did not notice or remember him at all. I'm literally wearing that guy's uniform right now, so it was pretty great that he didn't remember it or recognize it. So I am skedoodling.
It should be brought up. The guy is naked, completely naked. Bravo 6 does not mention, by the way.
You
we're
even
looking
put
at
on
a
his
naked-
underwear?
Yeah.
Playing
This
the
was
role.
this was addressed at the time
Yeah.
to get fully in character as a TCU
That's
guard.
right. Darby
So-
is immersed.
So the guy that you're talking to, you see him pull out a walkie-talkie. He presses the button, and he thinks for a moment, and he goes, "Alpha 1, you still on 3?" And you hear back, "Roger that, on 3." And Bravo 6 says, yeah, the new guy and I are coming up with all that random weird stuff that we found in the lobby. We're just going to stash it up there. And then Alpha 1 on the 3rd floor says, yeah, you might want to double time that. Something weird's going on up here. A door just opened on its own to the surveillance room.
And Darby looks over at the other dude like conspiratorially, like scared, like, oh shit. Like, this is what we've been training for. And just like, oh fuck, this is it. And then so yeah, we go for the stairs. I'm like waving him behind me, trying to approximate army signals and whatever. Like I'm immediately in like combat mode.
So you're leading the charge towards
That's right.
what you can only assume to be me.
You. That's correct.
Perfect.
Okay.
This is very.
But I have all
I'm
my
curious
stuff.
what you're going to do when you.
I got to tell you, and I don't think this is going to shock you, I'm not playing that far ahead, but I think it's going to work out.
Oh,
Wow.
frick. Okay. Okay.
So you have collected all of your stuff, right?
That's right.
All right. So
And under the guise of like just being able to carry it, I'm like putting it away. so, like conveniently. Everything other than the hat, pretty much. I'm just like stashing in my belt, my pockets. I'm just like, oh man, stuff's awkward. But I'm basically just like putting my stuff back where it goes in this uniform, and just carrying the hat.
Okay. So the two of you leave the naked guy in the
Yeah,
pot.
he'll be fine.
You start running
Some dirt on it.
up the stairs.
Yeah, we're going for it.
Bravo 6 is just barely keeping up with you. Let's head back to Ovaxce. So was your plan to just like hands off, let the door close, and just back out of the hallway?
Yeah, let it go. I am holding my gun.
So she just heard that conversation.
Correct.
Did I hear this conversation?
Well, you heard the
100%.
one side of it. Yeah.
No, it would have been both sides of it because.
Oh, right, because of the walkie. Yeah. So you heard the whole thing.
So I know you're coming
That's
for
right.
me.
That's right. You
Okay,
have
let's look
have
back
the
at.
inclination.
I'm probably
I
still
do
on the
escape.
3rd floor.
Yeah, you have not yet.
So you're
moved
going
your
up the
location.
stairs.
So yeah, we have to climb 2 flights of stairs, and you've immediately learned that we're doing this, but we're coming quickly.
Can I get in the elevator?
Yeah, you have really just
Like
enough
they're
time.
coming up that way. I like as that door was like shutting, I'm already like going.
Yeah.
Ah. So I hear this conversation. They're gonna come up. Are they here now?
No,
not yet.
that timing
I'm
doesn't make sense.
I'm just positioning them. so-
Okay.
She's
I
like, "Ah!"
want to
Darby
be
burns for
behind this
celerity.
door and work my way over to the elevator.
Taking the stairs 3 at a time.
I am fucking booking it.
Okay, so let me get this dude.
Wait,
Yeah.
are you fitting to piss Darby off again?
Darby that is just like his state.
But like you
Happy
called
go
him
Being
for
lucky.
help.
pissed off.
What are you talking about?
You called him for help when he was in the helicopter, and then you were like, "JK, bro," and he went on a rampage, and now he's coming up to save you, and you're going for the
But
elevator.
he's pretending to be one of the guards.
Yeah, I don't think she knows I'm with him. She just heard the
Okay.
guards talking to each other, right? Like her perspective is the guards are coming for her. She has no idea that I'm one of the guards. And
So
why
in
would
an
she
effort to
suspect?
not meet them
Why
on
would
the
she
stairs,
suspect that
I'm
Darby,
going to the elevator.
Gamma 1, Darby?
So I'm remembering that Augustyn, or you're still in the basement?
Yeah.
I'm being stared
Okay.
at by a menacing Charlie with a hole in his neck.
Oh, he didn't die? Oh, fuck.
I know
did a
where
bunch of
that
damage,
is,
but,
and I know that you're there, and I don't want to be alone. So I'm gonna go to Augustyn.
So you're trying to get all the way back to the basement in the elevator.
Yeah, I mean it's an elevator. Yeah.
'Cause there's never cameras in an elevator, and there's never a Kurt in the security room looking at the fucking cameras.
Well, he seemed like he was reviewing historical footage, so he might not be monitoring
Yeah,
what's going on
he's
right
got
now.
a lot of stuff to look at and try and troubleshoot, like why the cameras would not have
That's right.
recorded at that point.
Ovaxce fucked
He's
their shit up
troubleshoot-
in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so there's just enough time for Voxay to sneak out of the hallway and head to the elevator and press the button. And she's waiting for the elevator to come up. And while obfuscated, sees Darby and
I'm gonna hold this bathroom door open and be behind it while I'm waiting for the elevator.
Okay. So I think had Darby been up here before on the 3rd floor?
Wait,
I don't remember
No?
what the journey was when Darby was in this building by himself earlier. I think he
Did
went
go
straight
into the
down.
office?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, no one went into the office. So Darby and Bravo 6 pop up on the third floor. Darby looks around, doesn't know exactly where to go, but then follows Bravo 6.
Yeah,
down the
he
hallway.
pauses and like waves Bravo 6 ahead. Just because he
Okay.
has no idea where to go. He's like, hang on, hang on. Okay, you go. It's
I assume the
it's-
elevator's here
it's
by now.
tactical.
All right, so you follow him all the way down the hallway to meet with Alpha 1, who's emerging from the surveillance room, looking very concerned. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So,
Elevator here.
so putting down his walkie-talkie, like clipping it back to his belt. Alpha 1, who introduced himself as Kurt to Archibald in Club Wonderland, he starts talking to Bravo 6 and he says, "Yeah, damnedest thing. This door is not supposed to open on it's not an automatic door. I was looking over footage, and by the way, there's something fucked up about the recordings from tonight, but the door just opened behind me. And I turned around and there was no one there. I've never seen it do that before. Hey, who is this?" And he points to Darby.
Is the elevator here?
That is the elevator.
Oh, no,
no,
is
he
it
has
is it
the
up
elevator
on the
arrived.
floor? Can I get in it?
Not yet, no.
Oh my god. Okay.
So I don't know. Darby's probably sensing the end of his ruse here, but he's still making the college try one more time. It's like, I'm the new guy. I started tonight. Things are crazy, man. We've been training for this. I think that guy was right. It's the Minuteman.
And Kurt looks over at Bravo 6 with a very disappointed look on his face. Like, like he just caught a subordinate epically failing at a responsibility of his.
Shit. Yeah.
Let's head back down to the basement. Excavo, what is which?
That's where I'm trying to go.
Okay, so let's say you get in the elevator and it is now headed down to the
Okay.
basement.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry, Darby.
Yeah. I mean,
Some
We'll
dominate
see.
would be really handy.
I got some
Which,
of that.
oh yeah, Darby has 1 dot of dominate. Not the 2 that
I
Ovaxce
have
has,
3.
but still. I think 3 for Excavo, but 2 for Ovaxce.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is still, it's enough to be dangerous.
Get out of a jam. Yeah.
All right. Where? Yeah. Augustyn. Let's position you. Which direction?
I'm
You're
looking
headed
for
that
the
way with the squirrel
elevator.
and the bear. Like just
Yeah.
up on the map.
Yeah, I'm headed loosely in the direction of the vehicle. I haven't decided where I'm going beyond that, other than I need to get the primary objective secured.
Okay. So Charlie 1 holding his neck and blood all over his neck, blood all over his hand, starts lumbering in your direction. He's noticeably slower than you, so you do have the advantage in outmaneuvering him. What is your intention?
I scream at his knees until his legs fall off.
Ooh, interesting strategy.
You can do that?
That's a bold strategy, Cotton.
I'm going to use decay and
Oh shit!
put
You
it
meant
on his knees.
that's an actual
and I'm
thing.
going to scream to enhance that until his legs fall off.
God damn it! Side
You
note,
did this.
Sorry, I should have been more clear. I was using colloquialisms for how I emotionally feel using this power, but it is amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Holding my shillelagh, a squirrel on my shoulder, and a bear cub in my free hand. I throw my arms wide like Moses parting the fucking ocean and just scream bloody murder while aiming my focus at his knees, burning a blood to cast decay. And I'll go ahead and burn, what is it, a willpower to enhance the effect.
Woo! So that'd be, if you're successful, 2 aggravated damage. As you
One
scream,
for each
you hear another loud bang on that weird door in the corner of the basement. Go ahead and give me your willpower roll for this. Decay. What was the level? I gotta look it up. What was the level of that power?
It is a custom power, so I'm not sure off the top
I
of
have
my
it
head.
written down. Decay is or decompose. 4 dots. So your difficulty is 3 plus the level, so that's 7. Roll your willpower, difficulty 7.
Six dice, difficulty 7, advanced dice roller. 6 d10. And let's go.
Oh yeah, easy money.
And you're down 1 blood and 1 willpower for this. Give me an intelligence plus occult roll. Again, difficulty 7.
Intelligence probably 5, 4, 5, something like that.
Yeah, that's going to be
He doesn't get to roll over successes. Thaumaturgy doesn't work like that.
not from the willpower roll now. So that'll be
Okay, so 8
8.
dice, difficulty 7.
Yep.
And the plus 1 for the shillelagh, yeah?
Ooh, that is a good point. How does that work? Plus 2 dice for green path rolls. We're saying this counts as green path. So that's going to be 10 dice, difficulty 7.
A good amount of successes.
Yeah.
That's 4
Any
successes.
bonuses?
So the amount of successes.
And burning the willpower, what does that do to that?
Oh, that instead of doing 1 level of damage, you do 2 levels of damage.
Just adds
Okay,
extra.
cool.
No trouble.
So you have a shillelagh in one hand, your magical talisman that you made many years ago that enhances your powers. You have you're clutching the bear like a football under the other arm. You have the squirrel on your shoulder. You scream at this big monster dude that's lumbering at you. You focus your powers, and yeah, I'm gonna say because you spend willpower to do an extra level of damage, that means you successfully target both of his knees, both of which buckle backwards as he face plants, screaming.
Gross.
This is what I come. Is this what I come upon?
Yes. At this point, Excavo, you emerge out of the elevator, and from your perspective, I think you don't have line of sight of the target of Augustyn's power, but you
I'm
do.
just seeing him.
Yeah, you just see Augustyn with all of these creatures pointing at something and screaming at it, and you could tell by now he's doing some sort of green path thing.
There's just like a green cone of
Yeah.
fear.
I'm just imagining this is very Ace Ventura as the elevator comes down. She's descending in the shaft and she hears off in the distance.
Yeah. And the green bolt is coming out of his butt.
And what Ovaxce would also see is just past Augustyn. There's this weird structure in the distance, and it looks like a shed, and there's clearly something that is banging on this door. You can see the wood shuddering a little bit, and this padlock that's keeping it closed, like jumping a little bit past him.
We'll note that for now. Yeah, I'm gonna go approach Augustyn.
All right, let's pause that. Head back up to the third floor. So what does Darby do in this moment?
Okay.
He's been introduced as the new guy. There is a skeptical and disapproving look on Alpha One's face, who has not yet said anything.
I think Darby, as a huckster, has realized that his gambit has gone astray at this point. He is assessing Kurt as a threat, and isn't necessarily in a hurry to start some shit, but also, I think in a realer way, can't help himself. So, I think I think Darby senses that Kurt wants to kill him and is going to try to hurt him as soon as he's able. So, I think fight or flight, Darby would seize any advantage on Kurt if he gives one, and is going to attack him. I think I have my chakrams at hand. I think I'd like to slicey, give him the Augustyn special.
Attacking Kurt, Alpha One.
Yeah,
primarily.
I'd like to burn for celerity and come at Kurt with like a shocking amount of fury and speed, like out of nowhere. Go from dopey, I'm the new guy, to just like the beast, and hopefully scare the shit out of the other guy in the process.
Okay. You see that he, like, in the same moment that he is giving this like very disapproving look to Bravo 6, he is he's picking up his walkie-talkie, and he's about to say something into it. But if you're burning for celerity and you're immediately going into combat, you'd have an opportunity to interrupt him before he does that.
Yep.
Well, we are at a little over an hour and a half. I was going to suggest that this might be a good time to call the session and probably wrap up this TCU adventure in the next one. What do you guys think about that?
Fine by me.
Yeah.
Leaves him with a fun cliffhanger. Can Darby get away with it again?
Again.
You can't keep getting away with it.
Let's see what other things Augustyn makes rot
So
with his voice.
So that Charlie 3 took 6 aggravated damage. That's tough.
Charlie 1. Charlie 3 was the one that you pulled the skull out of.
Got it. He's the victim of 10 successes. The most dead person so far.
Victim of Darby's success.
Yeah.
So
and another one.
In the basement, there is, in case I didn't make it clear, Charlie 1 falls down, but like face plants, but he's still struggling. He's
alive. I'm not quite dead.
Actually,
very badly burned. My knees are broken.
Oh shit! Actually, he's taken 5 levels of aggravated damage, not 6, because I forgot to roll to soak one of them. Anyway,
did he get his wound penalty to that though?
Yeah,
because he's 4 already. That's -2, right?
6
Mm.
6 aggravated.
There it is. That's the ticket.
Mm.
I forgot wound penalties apply to
They do.
damage rolls.
Got to keep them honest.
I honestly, with the repeated pounding and no response to my unusually generous humanitarian effort to identify the captives, like
That was generous.
I gave them 2 chances to identify themselves to like potentially be rescued. I'd have half a mind to cast Speed of Seasons, passing on the plywood to seal them in there, entombed in shitty lumber.
That's petty. That's like
It is
next
petty.
level petty.
But also another creative application of murder.
That is
True.
compassion for Augustyn.
Actually, I'm going to adjust something on this guy's sheet. Anyway, that'll come up next time. So in the basement, we have a still miraculously alive, even though he very much wishes that he wasn't, remaining member of Charlie team. We have a weird banging sound in a shed that Augustyn is trying desperately to ignore. We have
Killing
two
me.
animals that are nearly rescued. We have Ovaxce in the scene to assist Augustyn. We have a getaway vehicle. Everything looks pretty straightforward there.
Are we with the information we have available, do we know that the vehicle isn't destroyed? Like Darby didn't, collapse the engine block in while he was collapsing in the Charlie guy?
There's no obvious signs of it being like totaled.
Totaled.
There wasn't enough of a runway to get enough speed to just like destroy the vehicle, other than just like cosmetically, like the headlights might be busted out.
Okay.
Third floor, it very much seems like Darby has been made.
Yeah.
And he is going to try to, as usual, solve this problem with violence.
Mm-hmm.
And we will see how that plays out in the next session. Well, experience points. Augustyn is 1 point shy of his goal of 16 to get manipulation, the 5th dot of manipulation.
Oh, dang.
Darby is 1 point short of his goal for getting the 4th dot of fortitude. Ovaxce has 5 points to bank or spend on something.
I'll bank them.
Ooh.
I did some things. I guess I was sneaky, but I'm also just debating on where I want Ovaxce's skill set to go.
Yeah.
Getting ahead of it, I do have next Friday free. I don't have anything on the books per se, if that is available for everyone.
I think I'm going to be
The
out of
10th?
town. Yeah, I don't think I can do next Friday. Can do, yeah, next week's not great, honestly. I'm going to be out of town from like Wednesday to Sunday.
We could talk about the
Yeah, we
following
can
week.
figure it out.
Yeah, we can do it the week after. I'm wide open the week after.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Weekdays except for Thursday the week after should work for me.
Yeah, Thursday's no good for me either. I got band practice, so
Tuesday the 14th.
I could probably make that work.
Looks good to me.
Let me look at the calendar
Okay.
just to be sure.
I'm going to toss it on the calendar. 'Cause 15th and 16th I've got rehearsal. 17th I've got a show, and 18th I've got a tournament.
I think on the 14th, starting at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central, I could do that. But I have a work thing that's like up until 7.
Okay, so
Okay.
That's fine.
7:30
I put it on
our
the calendar.
time.
I didn't have anything, so that works for me.
Dope. Look at us on top of it.
Fucking adult shit.
Well, and that'll also get us concluded, so we can do our Do the time warp.
Yeah, get Blake back into the game. It's time. It's time to get back to full strength.
Miss that boy.
Our Shybald.
Well, any other feedback about the session and what's been going on in this weird building?
No, it's great. It's madcap. I'm sure the last thing you expected was for us to go back to this place immediately after we
And
left.
decay a man's knees.
That's par for the course. I'm sure you didn't expect Augustyn to just ignore the people
Just hearing
behind the
Graham
door.
say, unfortunately, yes.
But like, I recognize I only have 3 willpower remaining after decaying that guy's knees. So I'm very sleepy. I want a nap and recover all my willpower.
It's an uncharacteristically prudent decision.
Yeah, it's shocking. Out of character.
But this is compassion for him.
And to that
Just
end, like,
exhaustion.
Are they going to feel rescued, or are they going to be hostile to us? Like, I don't really know how it's going to go down when they break
and that's
out of
why
there.
That's why I'm not going back for him unless they offer concessions up front and show some level of submission that would otherwise suggest that they're not going to fuck with us.
I do have
Like,
a gun.
I don't like they're vampire
worst comes
hunters
to
by
worst, bang,
profession. Like, I don't think they're gonna like bend the knee.
Look, they bend the knee every day to just as bastardly an entity, so I don't see why vampires are so bad.
Freaking dropping the mic over here.
Yeah, he's really earning that alternate morality.
I have a backup plan for if somebody got the drop on me with Mike S chilling in the middle of the room, but like I'm not fitting to take on undue risk. Like I even said coming in, like we have the primary objective. We got to get the companions and get the fuck out.
That was my plan too. I wanted to go the fooling route, but these guys were not fooled by my no dots and subterfuge. I literally don't have that skill at all. I would buy it if I was not saving up for this other thing.
I have that skill.
Yeah, that shit's straight up poetry, dog. That's good.
All right, y'all. Good sesh. See you in a couple weeks. GG.
Love you guys. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.